Yo, 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 what's going on, boys? So, coming at you with another training module here. I'm glad you made the investment. Make sure you watch this entire video because this video is going to explain the basics behind actually building muscle so that you could actually see tangible results. And those results that you get with your body is going to give you the confidence that you need to go and crush it and dominate life. Because honestly, having the focus be your body is going to be the main thing that helps you build confidence. And then that confidence helps you change your life. It's that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out the whiteboard for you guys and just kind of break everything down here so that you guys can just see what I'm really talking about here. Okay. So the main thing we have to look at has to be building muscle. Okay. This module is basically just going to be how to build muscle. All right. So build muscle. When you guys are on your path, right? You guys are on your fitness journey. Building muscle is everything. Because if you're not focused on building muscle, everything else is going to suffer. Building muscle is going to help your body's ability to burn fat. It's going to make it easier for you to eat more food and still stay lean. Like, imagine being able to eat more food, but still maintain leanness of the body. How amazing is that? Right? So it's like, okay, building muscle is the main thing, right? So there's four pillars when it comes to actually making this work so that you could actually have your transformation. There's four pillars, right? I'm going to do four branches here for you guys just to make this very simple. The first pillar is going to be training. You're going to have some training in place. Best results, yeah, you can get results with calisthenics and bodyweight exercises. Best results, I would say, preferably is going to be weight training, right? But we're just going to put training right now. As long as your muscles are having stimulus, that is what's going to elicit them to actually grow, right? Because if your muscles aren't getting broken down, they have no reason to grow. And if they have no reason to grow, you're not going to get results. So in order to build muscle, we have to have some sort of stimulus to help us actually achieve that. The next pillar is going to be the nutrition. This is super important because if this is lacking, everything else is going to suffer. Everything. Your body is not going to have the necessary building blocks that it needs to actually build muscle. You could be training 7 days a week, but hinder your ability to actually build muscle. I spelt this wrong. Uh, and this was the position that I was in. I was working out 7 days a week, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Think about it. You're putting in all this effort, 7 days a week, working out 45 minutes to an hour, doing loads of cardio, and you're still not getting the results that you want. Eventually, you're just going to give up. Because why would you keep doing something that's not giving you the results that you want? You know what that's called? That's called insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result to actually happen. Okay? We want to actually get results with the inputs that we're putting in. The third pillar is going to be recovery. If we're not recovering, we're not actually going to build muscle because here you are breaking down the muscle. Here you are feeding the muscle properly. And if you're not recovering, how is the muscle going to actually grow? It's not. So again, you're wasting your time. You need to actually make sure that you're giving your body 72 hours, I would say, to actually recover. Because if you're not, you're just wasting your time. It's that simple. And so the fourth pillar, what do you guys think the fourth pillar is going to be? What do you think? Consistency. Consistency. Right? You can be training, you can be eating correctly, you can be having the recovery that's necessary. But if you're inconsistent, you're going to hinder your results. These are the 4 pillars that you guys need. So now, what do you guys think is the main thing that most people struggle with? Is it the training? Is it the nutrition? Is it the recovery? Or is it the consistency? It's going to be the nutrition. The nutrition is the biggest thing that I see guys struggle with. Because if your body doesn't have fuel to actually repair itself from the training that you did, you're wasting your time. So you need to make sure that this is on point. As far as levels of importance, you guys, this needs to be dialed in, right? This needs to be dialed in. I would even say if I were to place a level of importance on each of these, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say number 1 is nutrition. I'm going to say training is number 2. I'm going to say consistency is number 3. And I'm going to say recovery is number 4. Yes, recovery is number 4. Because guess what? That's the easiest part. This is the hardest part, you guys. Because again, let me repeat myself. You can be working out 6 days, 7 days a week, right? You could be working out 6 to 7 times per week. But no nutrition? Guess what? You have nothing. You have nothing. You could have 6 to 7 days a week of working out, training. I don't care what kind of training it is. You could have the perfect training program, but if there's no nutrition that's dialed in, you have nothing. Let's look at the nutrition, okay? Let's play this out, right? Let's just think about this logically. Let's say you're eating correctly. Let's say you actually have a dialed in nutrition plan for your specific body. Let's say your goal is to lose weight. You're eating in a caloric deficit. You're walking around. You're walking to the store. You're walking to your car. You're walking. You're living life. Maybe you're working out 1 to 2 times a week. Okay, let's say 1 to 2 times a week. Training. And let's say nutrition dialed in, right? Guess what? Do you think this person is going to see progress? Progress is made because he is eating correctly. So you have your training, you're working out 6 to 7 days per week. No nutrition structure, you have nothing. Let's say you're working out 1 to 2 times a week. Your nutrition is dialed in though. You're going to see some progress. Let's say you're working out 1 to 2 times a week, right? Let's be realistic here. Let's go 1 to 2 times per week. Okay. Let's say your nutrition is dialed in. And let's say you have recovery on point. Results? Yes. Now, let's say you're working out 1 to 2 times per week. Your nutrition is not dialed in, but let's say your recovery is on point. Are you going to get the results that you want? Notice what I said there. Are you going to get the results that you want? If your nutrition is not dialed in, You're working out 1 to 2 times per week, but your recovery is on point. Are you going to get the results that you want? What do you guys think? The answer is no, because the nutrition is not dialed in. The nutrition is a very big component to all of this, you guys. Okay? Let's say you're training 1 to 2 times per week. Okay? Let's say your nutrition is not dialed in, but let's say your recovery is on point and your consistency is on point. So we're going to go like this. Consistency on point, right? Recovery on point. Training on point. Nutrition not on point. Is this person going to see results? He's going to get somewhat results, but is he going to get the results that he wants? What do you guys think? No, he's not. Why? Because he's not eating in a way that's custom to his body. He's training, he's consistent, he's doing the proper recovery, but his nutrition is not on point. Told you guys this. I was 187 pounds, skinny fat, working out 6 to 7 days a week, 45 minutes to an hour. I was consistent. I was running my push-pull leg routine split. I was allowing adequate recovery for my muscle groups. So here I am, consistent. I'm recovering. I'm training. My nutrition was not on point. Was it okay? Yes. Was I eating somewhat healthy? Was I eating my ground beef? Was I eating my chicken breast? Was I eating some steak? Was I eating my sweet potatoes? Here and there, I was doing that. But was it dialed in for my specific body? No. So what do you think happened? I stayed skinny fat. I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. So in order to build muscle, you guys, you need all 4 of these. All 4 of them. All 4 of them. You cannot have one without the other. If one link is missing, it's going to throw off everything else. But as far as prioritization, nutrition is number 1, training is number 2, consistency is number 3, recovery is number 4. The recovery is the easiest part, you guys. That's just you not training that muscle group for 72 hours. Consistency, well, you just simply have to make a plan. What days are you going to work out? What is your work schedule? What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? All of that needs to be laid out. Consistency, when you have a dialed in schedule, sorry about that. When you have a dialed in schedule, you will have consistency. Right? If you don't have a dialed in schedule, if you're all over the place with your schedule, you're not going to have consistency. And you know what this also gives you? The dialed in schedule. It's going to give you training. It's going to give you nutrition. And it's going to give you recovery. You know why? Because when you have a dialed in schedule, when you know when you're going to work, when you know when you're waking up, when you know when you're going to bed, you could actually lay out a set routine for when you're going to train, when you're going to cook your food, when you're going to recover, and now you are on your way to having your transformation and building quality muscle mass. See, the more muscle mass that you can build, guess what happens? Your body's ability to burn fat at hyper speed. You think it goes up or it goes down? goes up. The more muscle that you can gain, your body's ability to gain muscle mass is going to increase, right? It's going to increase. The main focus, whether you're trying to put on whether you're trying to gain size, whether you're trying to cut, it does not matter. The goal is always building muscle. Yes, you can build muscle at a little bit of a faster rate when you are in a caloric surplus. But you can still build muscle in a cut if your nutrition is dialed in. If your nutrition is not dialed in, you are not going to be able to do this. It is the number one thing that is going to give you guys your physical transformation. If you haven't already, get your nutrition dialed in. Inside this course, you guys will see links also to get your nutrition dialed in. You'll also have me at your disposal. You'll have me, you'll have the other members in this community. You guys already made the investment. You guys made the investment in yourselves. You got entered into this group because you want a change. This is how it's done. This is the practicality of actually getting your transformation. It's this. It's super simple. Can you get away with eating whatever you want? No, not in the beginning. Later on, you'll have more flexibility. But you know why this works so well, you guys? And do you know why I put nutrition as the number one thing? Because not only is it the number one thing that most guys struggle with, and women, but it's also the number one thing that's going to give you discipline, because it's one of the hardest things to master. And what happens when you have discipline, when you have the ability to say no to the bullshit, to what's keeping you stuck? What happens when you have the ability to say no to drinking, to going to get fast food, to eating pizza, to going off of your routine, to skipping the gym? You become unstoppable. This is the most important component because it's the hardest. It becomes easier to train, recover, and stay consistent. It becomes easier to stay consistent because now you're getting what I like to call results. And results equal motivation, right? Results equal motivation. Now you're getting results. You're actually seeing your body change. Do you think it's harder or easier to stay consistent when you're starting to see results? It's easier. So all this gets easier. When all of this gets easier, guess what happens? Now your body's ability to burn fat at a hyper speed increases, and it continues to increase because now you're getting results and now you're feeling motivated. When you're getting results and feeling motivated, guess what you do? You become more dialed in with your nutrition, right? You're like, you know what? Let me get more dialed in here, right? Let me go harder with this. Let me actually do what it takes to actually, get my transformation. You start going harder in the gym, right? Start going harder in the gym. You start prioritizing your recovery because you see how important it is. And then you start to become more consistent. And all of this, you guys, is just one big freaking, can I even do this? I can't really do this, but you guys get the point. All of this is just one big circle. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I wanted. It's one big circle of you getting the results that you want, all right? Hold on. Bear with me. Anyway, you guys get the point. I was trying to make one big circle, but it gets easier because you're getting the results, right? This is how it works. And the first step to all of this is nutrition. Then your training, then your consistency. Recovery is last because that shit's easy. Okay? I hope this helps you guys. Watch this multiple times. Watch this on the replay. Burn this into your head because when you master this, guess what? Now you're going to have your transformation. Your confidence is going to be through the roof and you'll be able to change your life. From a training perspective, you hit your muscle groups in a balanced fashion. You follow the workouts that I have inside of this community, inside the inner circle. If you guys are in my limitless coaching program, my one-on-one coaching, you guys have everything custom made to your specific body and your specific routine. And that's it. Now it's just a matter of adhering to the basics and staying consistent with that. And everything else will take care of itself. A lot of us get in our heads and think we have to do the next fancy thing that's on the internet. It's not true. Master the basics, and that's all you need. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful for you. You guys know you could already message me. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me a message. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon. I hope this was valuable to you. Peace.